Hello, Jax. This is Fahad. I have a stock that I would like to circle back, Teladoc. Many of you are probably already positioned in this. We recently discussed unusual call buying and we discussed the fundamental bull case. We refreshed it in the chat room 2 weeks ago. Stock has been gradually continues to rise to the upside. So I have some new information here that came to me today, and I would like to add that to the bull case, and I think you'll find this one very interesting with a very specific catalyst that is coming next week. Now, starting with the option activity, Teladoc has seen scattered but pretty consistent upside bullish option activity coming for it in the last couple of weeks. Most importantly, if you look at the option chain, you'll see there's about 2,000 open interest in April 55 calls. Half of that was bought between December 18th and January 8th for up to $7 offer side. So that's about $700,000 bullish bet. It still remains in the open interest. These calls are now going for about $11. Separately, 2 weeks ago, we pointed out buyer of January 50-60 call spread, which later on rolled that position out to February 60-70 call spread, and that also remains in the open interest. And then a couple days ago, I spotted an opening seller of 1,000 of April 50 puts for about $2.20 to $2.60 on the bid. And that's about 200,000, 250,000 put premium that was collected, and that also remains in the open interest. So all of this in just the last couple of weeks, and it continues to position for more upside in stock. Now, Teladoc presented at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference on January 7th. And a couple things over here I want to point out, and let's see if I can connect the dots for you. In this presentation at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, company pre-announced the Q4 and the total 2018 guidance, but did not announce Q1 outlook or the fiscal year 2019 outlook. So that was still a big question mark. However, we have data that's coming from different channels that can connect the dots for us and show us how that guidance for Q1 that will come out with the earnings report that's going to be on February 27 should provide an upside. But as you can see, for the Q4 though, the Q4 in the fiscal year 2018, the revenue estimates were pretty much in line with estimates and all of that. Now, in that particular JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, companies cited a few things that stand out. One of them was record bookings, and also mentioned there was a 100% increase in the client base. And then lastly, a 30% increase in the RFP activity. What does RFP activity mean? I'll get to that in just a moment. Catalyst number one, there are two catalysts you need to keep in mind. Catalyst number one is the United Healthcare expanded partnership. This was discussed extensively in detail at the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference, even though they did not provide a Q1 outlook or the fiscal year 2019 outlook. United Healthcare Partnership, I'm going to read a couple things from here from JP Morgan research note, and I think that will give you some color. Teladoc has been selected to a virtual care platform provider for WellMed, a physician-led healthcare delivery system within Optum that serves patients in Texas and Florida. And right here is the most important one. TDOC has also been selected to the virtual care provider for a large population at United, and is currently in the late stages of contracting for this opportunity. We'll look further color on this with the Q4 estimates, our Q4 earnings report, which is going to be out on February 27th. So at this particular moment, management did not quantify the Q1 results or outlook and did not provide 2019 guidance, but they did say that they are in the process of contracting for a big partnership with Optum, which is the healthcare division, one of the healthcare divisions of United Health, and I believe this is going to provide upside to the consensus view. That's the catalyst one. Catalyst number two is the DHHS Award that will be coming out next week. So write this down, mark your calendar, February 4th. That is next week. Now, on February 4th, what's going to happen is that the North Carolina Department of Health and Human Services will be giving Medicare and Medicaid awards to all the managed care properties, managed care companies, including UnitedHealth, Centene, Anthem, and so on and so on. Company Teladoc has an interesting partnership that is building currently with Centene. Regarding Centene and Anthem, this is what the a Leerink report that came out this morning had to say. Preliminary channel checks suggest CNC and Anthem, in partnership with Blue Cross and Blue Shield of North Carolina, are best placed, which means essentially, and it goes on to explain why they believe these two particular companies, CNC and Anthem, should get a good chunk of awards from the North Carolina DHHS business division next week on February 4th. Now, important thing is that a circular was put out by DHHS back in October, and this circular had a big RFP note and basically talked about how the division is looking to expand the telehealth services. So it's basically focused on giving higher awards to those managed care companies that are expanding their reach in the telehealth services businesses, which is exactly what Teladoc provides. Here is the front page of what that circular looks like that came out in October. So Teladoc has a partnership with Centene. CNC is the symbol. And this is what Teladoc CEO had to say back in the Analyst Day in September 2018 in one of the questions that was asked. And I quote over here, "We're going to roll out Centene's exchange population January 1st. And we're going to start with the initial population. Centene I would call an early adopter. They're getting ahead of the curve in both of those populations and starting to roll out." So I think about this as a couple of million members coming in from Centene, and both of us in strong partnership looking to expand throughout their population. Why is this particular thing is important? Because here's why it's important. DHHS has been encouraging plans that will provide the telehealth services as an alternative service delivery model and to support clinicians in optimizing the use of telehealth in their services practices. So CNC will get a higher award next week, and they will get that precisely because Centene has been this partnership that is going in place with Teladoc starting from January 1st for the telehealth services provider. So I could see these awards coming in on February 4th, and both Teladoc as well as Centene stocks basically responding positively to that report. That's one. And the next bull case was the UnitedHealth partnership, expanded partnership with Optum division. That's also starting in January. Both of these important elements that provide the upside were left out from the JP Morgan Healthcare Conference presentation by Teladoc CEO. And as a result, why I believe when the February 27th earnings report comes out, the upside will come on the outlook for Q1 as well as 2019 as they start to incorporate these relationships with two big healthcare service providers, UnitedHealth and Centene. Now, taking a look at the chart, we started pointing out a bull case in this one, and we started pointing out a bullish option activity that was picking up all in early January 2019. Stock has been nicely rising. It broke out through the downtrend resistance, then went all the way to 65, consolidated in a tight bull flag. There's a major VOP resistance right here at 65. I believe it's going to break out through the 65, and my target is the next VOP resistance, which is at 75. So there's about $10 to the upside in the stock from here, 65 to 75. So if you're long, stay long. If you're not long, I believe there's still an opportunity over here to make money to the upside. That's it from me. Thank you very much.